lot of people say that stand-up comedy is dead. Can't make jokes anymore because young people are too sensitive. As a young person myself, I think that narrative is complete bullshit. It's not young people that are sensitive, it's corporations. Corporations have figured out that when you offend people, they might not necessarily buy into your product. But corporations also sponsor a lot of artists. So if you're a big-time artist with a lot of partners, you can't be edgy, you can't push boundaries, and you cannot be controversial. Now, I've been a stand-up comedian for 13 years, and I have not secured a single corporate sponsor for my special. My special's going on YouTube for free, which means as long as I don't say the N-word, we're good. I have nothing to lose here tonight. I am too broke to be woke. So let's just have some fucking fun tonight, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Dan Pan. Thank you all so much for coming out. I'd like to begin with one of my favorite topics in comedy, black people. Black people, I have a question. How do I get white people to care about me the way they care about you? White people really care about you now. It's amazing. They gave you all these months, these holidays. They feel really bad about all that slavery their ancestors did to your ancestors 100 years ago. Not so much about all that Asian slavery that happens today. Well, I mean, everyone's still lining up around the block for the new Sweatshop 15. I don't really think they give a shit. How do I market my slavery better? That's basically what I'm asking. I think we start with movies, right? Movies are very important to representation. Black people, they're constantly getting old white roles now, right? Like Little Mermaid, Spider-Man's girlfriends, even Hermione from Harry Potter, she's black now in the play. And, you know, just good for you guys, I'm happy for you. But if we're really going for this whole diversity thing, why the fuck is the only Asian girl in Harry Potter still named Cho Chang? We've been asking for this bitch's name changed for years. Nothing happens. Hi, Harry, my name's Cho Chang. I'm in House Ravenclaw because that's where they send all the kids who are good at studying. Oh, my name? I actually got my name from my dad. It's a family name. His name is Ching Chang. Could you imagine if there was one black girl in Harry Potter with a name like Cho Chang's? Hey, Harry! My name's Ray Shonda. My family, I come from the Rayquishas. Oh, I'm not in House Gryffindor, no. I'm actually in House Slytherin. Well, oh, that's just because I'm really good at black magic. I want some holidays, too. Real holidays. Shit that people know about and care. Days that people have off. People don't even know about the Asian shit. Let me prove a point. I'm gonna do some audience participation here, okay? I'm gonna ask you guys a series of questions, and you just shout out the answers as soon as they come to mind, all right? So, when is Christmas, y'all? When's Christmas? December 25th. When's Star Wars Day? May 4th. When's Black History Month? February. When is Asian Heritage Month? Right? Everyone's just shouting out random months now. I heard May over. Who said May? I love it when people guess. They're like, May. Yeah, Star Wars Day. We cosplay on Star Wars Day. Asians cosplay. Must be in May, right? Let me tell you something, motherfucker. Asian Heritage Month, totally in May. It totally is. But you didn't know that. It's not like when I asked when Star Wars Day, some of y'all were like, May the 4th be with you. Anytime we talk about black people, we should talk about white privilege. I don't think we have a good conversation around white privilege because a lot of white people don't believe in white privilege. Whenever I see a debate about white privilege on the internet, the first thing that gets brought up no matter what is police profiling. Police officers are constantly profiling black people. It's true, and it's terrible. But, speaking as another visible minority, I get profiled by the police too. And I gotta be honest with you, it's a pretty positive profile. Whenever I get pulled over, I just tell them, oh, me? I'm just on my way to my computer chemistry conference. Yeah, I got organ engineering after that. It's a busy day for me. If it doesn't affect everyone, then technically, police profile, it's not a white privilege, it's more of a black problem, right? Because here's the thing, racism isn't just about race, it's also about privilege. We live in Toronto, one of the most multicultural and diverse cities in the entire world. We have the privilege of interacting with people from all over the globe. Not all white people get that. I used to live in a Republican town. Do you know what a Republican town is like? They are so shit, it makes it hard to believe in white privilege. Statistically speaking, Republican states, they have the lowest annual income, the lowest education, the lowest quality of life, the lowest life expectancy, yet the highest percentage of white people anywhere else in America. So imagine you live in statistically the shittiest place in America, and then you go on the internet and people tell you how privileged you are to come from such a community. Of course they don't believe in white privilege. They are too broke to be woke. If you really want white people to understand what white privilege is, you gotta talk about something that affects everybody. And I think the best example of that is online dating. Y'all ever try online dating? It fucking sucks, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. But statistically speaking, white guys, you do the best. I'm not talking about feelings here, I'm just talking about the numbers. White guys, you can fuck any race of women that you want. As far as my dick is concerned, that is the only privilege that matters. Sex is a lot like ice cream. You're not gonna put every single flavor in your mouth, but everyone is down to try vanilla at least once. Because here's the thing, a lot of people, they're not gonna admit this to you, but immigrants are very racist. And it goes back to that whole privilege thing. They come from very poor countries without a lot of diversity. And so these immigrants, they hate immigrants more than Fox News. Because you know what immigrant dads don't say to their daughters? My dad never looked at my sister and went, honey, when you grow up and marry someone, could it please be a black guy? I would love to have a black man in our family photos. I really want my future Chinese grandchildren to look like they're Filipino. Now, if you're a white guy, you're looking at me and you're saying, Dan, you're wrong. I'm a white guy. I'm handsome, I have a job, I'm good. Why can't I find the woman of my dreams on these apps? Well, the most likely answer is because you're short. I'm sorry to all my short boys out there, but every race of women in the world discriminate against your people. It's so, women on these apps, they look for men the same way basketball coaches look for players. They have harsher height requirements than roller coaster rides. If there was a magic ray gun that could increase a man's height by 1 inch at the cost of 10 IQ points per inch, women would look at their boyfriends and go, babe, you're already so smart. You don't need all of them, do you? We're just gonna get you to 6 feet, that's it, just 6 feet tall, no more. You're not gonna become autistic afterwards, right? 6 feet tall, that is the promised land of pussy. There's only 15% of us, but even then, women don't even know what 6 feet look like. I'm 5'11", and women gaslight me all the time about my height. They're like, no, you're not. You're not 5, what are you talking about? No, you're like 5'5", shut up. Women, there are plenty of great men out there. All you have to do to see them is to crouch down, that's it. Short guys, I really sympathize with you, I do. Because guess what race of men are the least popular? That's right, Asian men and Indian men. We are in a race to the bottom together. Oh, it's fucking brutal. You know how depressing it is to be on these apps and know that you're statistically the least popular? Oh my God. Asian men, we are so unpopular. This next joke is super fucked up, by the way. I'm just warning you ahead of time. Sorry. Asian men are so unpopular, we are essentially the male version of black girls. I know, but hey, guys, you can be mad at me if you want, but that's just a statistic, okay? That's a real statistic. I didn't create society for everyone. I didn't swipe left for all of you, okay? That statistic exists because the women in this room swipe left on me, and the men in this room swipe left on Rayshonda Raquisha. You couldn't handle her black magic. Don't put that on me. We're all in this together, okay? But Asian men, we got it even worse. We got it even worse. You know why? Because most minorities, they tend to date within their own due to cultural similarities. But guess what group of women are also the most popular? Asian women. Oh, they are overwhelmingly popular, especially with the white guys. Oh, you fucking love our women, don't you? Yes, you do, you thirsty yellow fever motherfuckers. Oh my God. If I was a white man hunter, I would use Asian women as bait. You ever listen? You ever listen to the way a white guy talks about his girlfriend? You ask your white friend, hey, Chad. I heard you got a new girlfriend. What is she like? If she's white, what does he say? The most positive thing first. Oh, she's an economics professor. She's really smart. Or, she's a yoga instructor. She's really hot. But if she's Asian, what's the first thing they say? Yo, she's Asian. Isn't that awesome? And all of his boys are like Planet of the Apes. They're like, oh shit. Oh. Why? Why do men love Asian girls so much? Well, if you ask them, they'll tell you. It's because you're smart, beautiful, exotic. I don't know what the fact that means with people, but she's a person, not a pineapple, but okay, whatever. Exotic, sure. But most importantly, men believe that Asian women are submissive. That's what they want. They want a traditional housewife who's submissive, raises the kids, and listens to daddy. That's what they want. My question... That's hot, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that, yeah. Look, guys, if you want a traditional housewife, you shouldn't be dating Asian girls. You know what you should do? You should go out there and find yourself a nice, white Amish girl. You want traditional, and don't get more traditional than the Amish. She's not even gonna cheat on you because she doesn't even know how to make an Instagram account to send nudes. Now, I have an Asian girlfriend. I've also been Asian for a rather long time, so I would like to give you guys some advice on how to land that Asian girl if you're seeking to do so.
Please do.
The single guys are like, yes, this is what we came for, okay. Great fucking night. All right, first things first. Guys, if you're not Asian, please don't tell Asian girls how much you love Asian girls. No matter how many times you do it, she's not gonna get turned on. All that tells us is that you've been watching too much anime and K-pop, all right? That's all it does. We don't care about your fetish. Do you like us for us, or do you just have some fetish? That's all we're thinking about. It's hard to explain because a lot of white guys, they get upset. They're like, oh, it's a preference. Yellow fever's not a big deal. It's just a preference. Okay, let me illustrate it for you, okay? I think that's the best way to do it. So here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to pretend like I'm a gay Asian man, and I'm gonna hit on a white guy as if I had white fever, and you tell me how much this turns you on. Hey, white boy! Oh, I love white boys so much. You're so hot. I love white people's big round bellies. Oh my God. Oh, what kind of white are you? I love American whites, hate British whites. What's your favorite show? Mine's The Office. Do you watch The Office? I watch it every single day. I even dress up as people from The Office. You want to dress up as people from The Office? You should come home and check out some of my cryptocurrencies. I got 2 real nice Bitcoins you're going to want to get your hands on. Hey, do you want to get some chicken noodle soup with me? I love chicken noodle soup. I drink it every single day. My favorite thing is taking crackers and dipping them in my chicken noodle soup. I love wet white crackers. Representation matters. It does. No, don't let them tell you it doesn't matter, okay? You want to know what your greatest privilege is? It's your identity. You get to have your identity. I don't get to have my identity. Immigrants don't keep their identities. Most of us, they get rid of it, right? Like even my own name. I can't use my own name in my own special. Dan isn't my name. I don't find Dan anywhere. Not my driver's license, my birth certificate. Nowhere does it say Dan. But even if I want to, I can't use my real name. My real name is Donghua Pan. That's my real name. But the first part of that is spelled D-O-N-G. Dong. So here's what happened, guys. Okay, I've been a YouTuber for about 8 years now, and I learned a lot about social media algorithms. And here's what happens. Whenever I put my own name into the title of one of my own specials, because keywords are everything, the algorithm categorizes it as pornographic and immediately demonetizes me. I have to censor my own name. That's what privilege is. Right, guys, you want to know why you're so popular? It's because of the media. Media completely revolves around you. How many male sex symbols do you have? Countless. You have so many. How many Asian male sex symbols do I have? Jackie Chan, Simu Liu. Genghis Khan. Have you ever heard a woman say the words, "Oh, you know Kung Fu? That makes me so wet." You can't hog all this international pussy for yourself. That's why we want representation. Because even when we get movies, they're not necessarily good movies. Like Shang-Chi. Did you guys watch Shang-Chi? I fucking hated that movie. Hated it. I was so excited, by the way. I'm a lifelong Marvel fan. When they first announced that, I was like, yes, finally, Marvel's first Asian superhero. This is our time. Okay, I want to learn everything I can about this guy. What's his superpower? Does he have super strength? Can he fly? Laser eyes? What makes him super? And Disney is like, okay, so he's a Chinese immigrant. Yeah. He speaks Mandarin. Yes. And he does, yeah, Kung Fu. That's not a superpower. Brian from accounting also does Kung Fu. That's a movie trope. That is the only acceptable thing that Asian men have been allowed to play for the last 100 fucking years. I don't want to see this shit. Could you imagine if Black Panther's superpowers were rap battles and drive-by shootings? Why the fuck would I want to see this? So I went to go see Shang-Chi. Of course I was gonna see it. Why? It's the first Asian superhero. I wasn't gonna not see this. I wanted him to have a sick background story. What's his story? How did he get his superpowers? That's always good. Does he have some sort of DNA mutation? Cybernetic implants? Maybe he was bit by a radioactive Jackie Chan. How did he become that kung fu master? And Disney is like, his Asian parents made him work really hard. I'm not looking for a recap of my childhood here. It's a superhero movie. I'm looking to escape. Okay, this is Shang-Chi's story in a nutshell. Okay, basically, he loses his mother at an early age, decides to take all of his grief, buries it into his work, becomes a kung fu prodigy at the age of 14, does everything he can to please his father, goes out, successfully avenges his mother's death, yet he's still a disappointment to his father. So basically, the message of your movie is even if you become a fucking superhero, your Asian parents are still gonna be disappointed in you. A lot of people are scared. They don't want to talk about stereotypes. They don't want to talk about these things. We don't want to be seen as racist and judgmental, right? And that's natural. But a lot of other people also hide behind tradition and culture as if they're excuses for shitty behavior. We gotta be honest about the failings within our traditions. We gotta be honest about the problems in our own culture. You know what I hate most about Asian culture? Asian parents. Fucking hate Asian parents. They call it strict, tough, disciplinarian, traditional, tiger parenting. When really they should just call it what it actually is, abusive parenting. You know what I hate most about Asian parents? Asian parents need you to be grateful for everything. Anything they do for you is just a loan of kindness expected to be repaid with interest. Everything, even the most basic shit. They're like, oh, I feed you, I clothe you, I put a roof over your head. Why aren't you more grateful? Bitch, you're supposed to do that shit. I'm supposed to be grateful because you meet the bare minimum of parenting? You go to jail if you don't feed me. You have the parenting standards of an orphanage. Why would I be happy about this? And they throw this one at you. They throw, oh, I gave birth to you. Why aren't you grateful for that? I didn't choose to be born to you guys. I didn't exist yet. You chose to have me. Frankly, if I did have a choice, I would choose one of those white families. Yes, the white families, I know, they're weird. They say weird shit to their children all the time. Things like, I love you and support you, things that Asian parents never say to their children. You know what I hate most about Asian parents? Asian parents love to compare. Not making Asian parents' day complete, like comparing you to somebody better than you. 6, 7, who cares what age you're at? As long as you're old enough to feel guilt and shame. My mom was Christian growing up, so you know who she compared me to? She compared me to Jesus. Little first grade me up against the Lord himself. The comparisons didn't even make any fucking sense. She'd come into my room. Do you think Jesus played this much Pokemon when he was your age? I bet Jesus wouldn't talk back to his parents like this. I bet you if God is real, he's definitely Asian. Because he sent Jesus down to earth just to suffer. You know what I hate most about Asian parents? The thing I fucking hate most about Asian fucking parents?
Tell me.
Asian parents treat their children like financial investments. Everything we do, what hobbies would have, what friends, what profession. Everyone thinks that I was supposed to be a doctor. Your parents wanted you to be a doctor, right? You want to be a doctor? Doctor? No, not a doctor. My mom wanted me to become a pharmacist. You know why? She thought I was too fucking stupid to become a doctor. The reason they're so invested in our financial future is because we're not their sons, we're not their daughters. We are the retirement plan. 401k, S&P 500, they don't got none of that shit. Their retirement plans are called Stephen, Emily, and Kevin. So many Kevin retirement plans. If I was a bank CEO, I would sell Kevin plans to attract more Asian customers. At our bank, we offer the most comprehensive Kevin plan there is. By just compounding all of Kevin's interests into only studying, we can guarantee after 25 years, he'll have a master's degree in psychological depression. Get your Kevin plan today. And basically, our parents, they treat us like we're a company on the stock market. And they've just YOLO'd all of their life savings onto us. So every time we come home with a bad grade, that's like them seeing the stock ticker sliding down into the red. And they look at this and they're like, what, is this a B? Mom doesn't want to retire in a beach house. Mom wants an amazing beach house. And they beat you for that shit. Oh yeah, they'll beat you with anything they can find. That is the resourcefulness of an Asian parent. They'll beat you with a book, they'll beat you with a belt, they'll beat you with a back scratcher. They'll beat you on your back with the back of their hand while you're coming back from school, still putting your backpack down until you look like a hunchback, just for talking back while listening to a little bit of Nickelback. And what do they say? What do they say when they're done? Do you think I enjoy doing this? I'm doing this for you. Yes, you do enjoy doing this. You seem to do it rather often. And speaking from personal experience, you're rather good at it. It's just like you say, Mom, practice, 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 and eventually you get real good at something. And once you're good at it, that's when you start to really enjoy yourself. I don't resent my parents, though. I don't. Unless I'm thinking about them, then I'm totally resenting them. But I try not to. I really do. I try not to resent, because they're immigrants. I get it. It's hard. It's hard to be an immigrant. But it's also hard not to resent them whenever they open their mouths and talk. It's just... I'll tell you guys a story of when I was just done. I was done with my mom. I was done making her happy. It was a few weeks before Christmas. I got a message from my best friend. But it wasn't from him. It was from his family. And they told me that they found him in his apartment and he committed suicide. And I needed to talk to someone about it. And I went to my mom and I told her the story. I sat her down. Everything was going fine until I went to, hey, Mom, I'm thinking about getting a tattoo of my friend's name on my arm. What do you think about that? And she just goes, why would you get a tattoo of a loser who kills himself? If you want to get a tattoo, you should get someone important like me. My first thought in that moment was, why the fuck am I talking to my mom? Why are you going to your mom for emotional support? You're not white. What are you doing? This bitch has been saying shit like this for 20 years. Of course she's gonna do this. When has talking to Mom ever made me feel better? When I was a kid, I used to always ask myself, why are my parents so fucked up? And then I met my grandparents, and I was like, oh, this checks out. This makes sense. Okay. Like when I saw my grandmother for the first time, I was like, oh, this is what Mom's emotional trauma looks like. Okay. You fucked my mom up, and now she fucks me up. You are literally a motherfucker. Ah. My grandma's a fucking terrorist. She is. She's a goddamn terrorist. I went back to China to visit her a few years ago, and she's in a lot of pain. She's very old, and she's in a wheelchair, barely can move. But as soon as she sees me, her face just lights up. She's like, oh my God, it's been so long. I'm so happy to see you. I'm like, yeah, I'm so happy to see you too, Grandma. How are you? She's like, well, could you do something for me? Please, I need something from you. Well, what do you need? She goes, well, you see that bottle of pills over there? Yeah, what do you, could you just give me the whole bottle? Just give me everything. Just put me to peace. I'm like, what? You want to take a nap or something? What do you mean? No, just end my suffering, please. Wow, I felt so bad for Grandma. I was like, oh my God, she must be in so much pain if she's asking me to euthanize her. I wasn't going to do it, obviously, but I wanted to see what the pills were because they were kind of close to Grandma, and I was a little concerned that she might be able to reach them herself. So as I was going over to reach for them, Grandma just goes, what are you doing? Huh? Are you trying to kill me? No, I was gonna look at it. You're trying to kill me, aren't you? How could you do this? I gave birth to your mother, you know. This family wouldn't exist without me, and rah, 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 rah. I was like, what the fuck? And then my mom's like, what's going on? And I go over to the other room, and I explain to her, I'm like, Mom, Grandma just tried to get me to kill her. And she goes, oh yeah, she does that. Yeah. She tried that shit all the time when we were kids. Was it the pills? She got you with the pills, doesn't it? Yeah. Those things have been there forever. I think they're expired at this point. You know what I wanted to do at that point? I just wanted to go back to my grandma and be like, no, Grandma, I can't help you kill yourself. Because if I do, Mom's gonna think you're a fucking loser. You wouldn't want to be a fucking loser, would you, Grandma? I bet if you got a tattoo of her name on your arm, she'd think you're a winner. We don't get to choose who our family members are, unfortunately. We do get to choose some of our family members, at least who they become. My girlfriend's here tonight supporting me, and yeah, we've been together about a year now, and this is my first healthy relationship. I've never been in a healthy relationship before, because coming from my family life, thank you, appreciate that. Yeah. I'll probably get married, I don't know, we'll see. But I've always been fighting with all my exes. Because I was so used to conflict and chaos in my family life that it just made me more comfortable. And so even when I had a good relationship, I wasn't necessarily all okay. Like at the 3-month mark, everything's good, everything's fine, but I was just bored. And so I looked at my girlfriend and I was like, babe, I'm bored. I want to have a fight. And she, with the sweetest voice, looks back at me and says, okay, babe, what do you want to fight about? Never mind. It's not the same. What's wrong, babe? Absolutely nothing. That's what's wrong. When you get into a good relationship, most people, they try to give things up or improve themselves, right? Like me, I've been a drug addict my entire life. Since I was very young, I've been a drug addict my whole life. And I've been addicted to a certain drug. Most of you probably heard about it. It's a little thing called porn. I've been watching porn every day since I was 10 years old. I watch so much porn, I can tell you who the male actor is in a video just by looking at the foreskin of his dick. Smooth skin, that's our boy Johnny. Johnny has the best foreskin routine in the industry. People don't understand. They look at me with disgust when I say this shit. How could you be addicted to porn? Ugh, so sad. How could you be addicted? It's so sad. You don't understand, okay? You guys don't know. You don't know just how good porn is. Oh my God, porn is so good now, you guys. It really is. Everything is better about porn. The actors, they're way better. I don't mean they're hotter, I just mean they're better at acting. These women aren't Meryl Streep and they're not gonna win an Oscar, But when I watch these videos, I really do believe that the woman in the video is my stepmother. Everything about porn is easy, like just acquiring porn. Back in the day, you had to go out to a store and buy it. And it's not like you could try the porn store didn't give you free samples. These days, I got like 50 tabs open on my phone all at once. I don't even watch most of them. I just really enjoy my window shopping. Porn is one of the most tech-savvy industries in the world. Pornhub constantly analyzing and understanding what you watch, what you rewatch. And so they understand what your fetishes are before you do. So basically, Pornhub is like, oh, you enjoyed these videos? Well, here's the other sick shit disgusting fucks like you enjoyed. Here you go, discover something new. You guys ever tried VR porn? Virtual reality porn? If you haven't yet, don't. That shit is fucking incredible. It is, because here's the thing, VR, you don't really understand, because you know you're putting on VR headsets, but your brain doesn't. So you really see size and depth with VR. Like, I watched this one video. It wasn't even from a male perspective. I was this petite black woman, and I looked down, I had these amazing fucking tits. I was like, oh my God, I'm so hot. If I was on Tinder, I would get so many matches with this body. Are you kidding me? And this big muscular white guy just comes walking out and he's like, hello, gorgeous. I'm like, oh my, well, hello. He's so much bigger than me, and I look up, I'm like, oh, this is the appeal of dating a tall guy. Oh. Wow, if he fucks me missionary style, I can just put my face right into his chesticles, just, like his, and he's like, I'm thirsty, and he starts getting down and eating my pussy, and he's making all these noises like, and I got noise-canceling headphones so I can hear everything. And he whispers into my ear, he's like, I love eating your pussy. And I was like, I bet you do. It's so real, I'm getting into it. Yeah, it's the best, isn't it? And then he does something that completely throws me off. He says the N-word. I was very thrown aback because I had never seen someone say the N-word with a mouthful of pussy before. And the actress, she's like, oh, you bad boy, I'm gonna have to punish you for that. And she starts pissing right into his face. Just pissing, all open fire immediately. And the guy is like, yes, thank you. Piss right into my face. Just. Anyway, I love my girlfriend. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Really, I do. I love her a lot. Thank you for being here tonight, babe. I really appreciate it. Change is hard. Change is very, very hard. I'm very hard. I love my girlfriend. I also love Canada. I love this country. I've been living in this country my whole life. I wouldn't want to live in any other country. But I was not born in Canada. I was born in China. And, I love China too. But that's a controversial statement now. You can't say that anymore. It's just, every conversation I have with people about China now is just so, because the news, every fucking news article is just, Chinese puppies are cuter than American ones. Are Chinese puppy mills stealing American jobs? Chinese billionaires are about to buy Christmas. What are we gonna do about this? Have you noticed that bubble tea shops are opening everywhere around you? What are they planning? You know what it feels like to be Chinese right now? I imagine it feels somewhat similar to Muslims right after 9/11, right? Because Muslims, they probably watched that on the screen and they were like, please don't be Muslim, please don't be Muslim. Muslim, please don't be Muslim. And then George Bush is like, Al-Qaeda. Fuck! That's exactly how I felt 2 years ago. I was like, please don't be from China, please don't be from China, please don't be from China. And then Trump is like, Kung Flu. Fuck! People, like my American friends, they talk to me now as if I know the president of China. Like we're good buddies and I know what's on his agenda. And you know, I haven't talked to him in a while. It's been a while. Like we don't catch up. I don't bother him. You know, he's a busy guy. But I did have a call with him recently, and we did get a chance to catch up. Ring, 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 ring. Hello? Oh, hey, Winnie, what's up? Oh, nothing, bro. I'm just chilling. What up with you, fam? Oh, yeah, you got a new project cooking? What you got, Winnie? What you cooking? Muslims. You're cooking Muslims? Bro, you're capping, bro. There's no way. I think that's an L idea. That's not gonna be... Where are you getting this idea from? Where did you hear this from? A guy called Hitler? Winnie, you can't emulate Hitler. Don't you know? He killed himself. He's a fucking loser. You don't want to be a fucking loser, do you? Look, Chinese people, if you ask Chinese people about Chinese politics, they're not going to talk to you about it. Because most of us, we still have family members back in China, and we don't want to be banned from ever seeing them again because of a little joke, or God forbid, someone gets sent to a re-education camp because of us. And clearly, the only reason I'm joking about this stuff is because I don't care if my family members live or die.
Fuck them social credits.
That's a joke. I'm just saying something shocking because I know it's funny. That's not true. I do care. I do. I care as much as you guys think I'm supposed to care. That's exactly how much I care. Well, I mean, if we run through the scenario, right? Like, let's pretend, you know, like, the Chinese police, they watch they don't like it, and then they go to my grandma's house, and they're like, we have your grandmother here. We're gonna kill her. I'll just be like, oh, finally, thank you. She's been asking me to do that for a while now, so I'm really glad. She's been asking everyone to do that. Someone's finally gonna get around to it, thank you. Did she tell you about the pills? Oh, I don't think those work anymore. You might want to get new ones for those. Those are expired. It's like when people ask me, what are you doing to stop Chinese communism? I went to McDonald's and I jerked off today. What are you doing? Nothing. I'm not doing anything about this shit. Neither are you. Because I want to be a good person. I want to care about all these issues. But I also want a home, a job I enjoy, a family. I want to be happy. And it just feels so hard to care about all these issues when you have so little time. I think we're all just doing our best. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is, I think we're all a little too broke to be woke. My name is Dan Pan. Thank you all so much for coming out here. Thank you guys so much. Really, seriously, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.